Okay, so now we've talked about what types of products an independent pet store will be looking for. Now let's talk a little bit about why you might want to work with an independent pet stores. A lot of times for startups, this is going to be the best place for you to go. The reason being, they can carry any product they want. Again, they own the store, it's their choice. So unlike big box stores or the big websites that are out there, you don't need a full line of products to start working with them, whereas in the bigger customers, a lot of times they're expecting a full line of products to fill a certain amount of shelf space before they want to work with you. An independent pet store can decide that you have one product, they think it's cool and they want to put it up on their counter and see if customers like it, and that is a really good way to get started. And by the way, if you can create a basket or a box to put your product in, to pitch it as a good starting point to allow their customers to see it, it's a great way to move some product right off the bat. The second thing that's really good about working with independent pet stores, they can buy whatever quantity of product they want. So they can try one or two products. It's not a big deal for them they're not going through a complicated system to issue a PO where they really only want to buy something in quantities of 1,000. They can buy one product and try to sell it, see how it goes, and then if they like it, they can come back to you and buy more. And actually a really good way to get your first sale with an independent store is, if they're hesitant on your product, give them a sample, tell them the retail price, and let them try to sell it. If they sell it, they're probably going to buy more from you. The third thing that I really like about working with independent pet stores is they're really good at selling your product if they believe in it. So if your product is unique, has a good story, and is good quality, like we've talked before, they'll do a really good job selling it as long as you explain that to them. And so it's a great way for you to get started, because customers won't know who you are yet, but when someone they've trusted a lot of times for years to give them advice on pet products says, this is a great product, because there's a good chance that they'll buy it. So those are three really good reasons that it's nice to work with independent pet stores. So obviously, I enjoy working with independent pet stores. I think they're great, but I want to cover three challenges that you need to consider when you are working with them. Number one is volume. They don't have the volume of a big box store or a Chewy.com or a distributor. So if you're looking to go into huge volume right away, that's probably not the best place for you to look. For me, I was starting with one product, so small volume wasn't a big issue to me. Secondly, their business processes. So as I mentioned in the beginning, they're typically very passionate about pets, animals, and all of that, and sometimes more so on that end than the business practices side. So when you're selling to them, they may run out of your product and not reorder it because they're just not thinking about that at the time. So you have to follow up with independent pet stores to make resales. If you want to continue reselling to that same store over and over, not all the time, but a lot of the time, you'll need to follow up with them to make sure that they're keeping inventory of your product. And if it's selling good when you contact them, they will order more. The third thing is payment. And I should say that I've actually only ever had one store out of all of these that I've sold to that didn't pay me. But I will say many of them, again, you've got to follow up just to make sure. Usually it's a simple phone call or email that says, hey, just a reminder, can you make that payment that was due? And they'll get it done. Typically, pet stores are like most small businesses where they're doing billing once a week. So when you bring the product, you're going to drop it off. A lot of the times they're going to want to say, hey, I run my checks every Tuesday. So can I write my check and mail it on Tuesday? Which is good. That's a good way to get paid. Just occasionally you may have to follow up depending on who you're working with.